The city of Assisi in Italy is built on the side of a mountain. The richer you were, the higher up you lived. Far, far below, outside the city, lived the lepers, outcasts who could only look up at the city forever closed to them. Francis of Assisi was a rich, spoiled son who could survey a good part of the city from his father's house. He loved nature and enjoyed riding his father's estates. And the story goes that one day he encountered a leper on the road. Francis was ready to flee in disgust, but something held him. Maybe it was the leper's eyes, which burned with the need for human companionship and love. What Francis did next changed the course of his life. He dismounted, embraced the leper, giving alms and wishing him Christ's peace. That story fits neatly with the parable Jesus tells in today's gospel. The rich man lived his whole life without noticing poor Lazarus at his doorstep, and even in torment in the afterlife, still was blind to what God wanted him to see. Francis of Assisi saw what God wanted him to see. He abandoned his wealth and came to live with the lepers, seeing Christ in them. I challenge you and me today to open our eyes to what God wants to show us. Do we see poverty or people who are poor, each a unique individual struggling to live? Do we see color differences or the rich diversity in human lives with unique stories of faith, family, and hopes for the future? Do we see violence and crime or complex economic forces which offer few alternatives to violent survival tactics? Do we see behavior that baffles or repels or confuses us? Or do we see an invitation to get to know another person who struggles with mental illness or addiction? Finally, do we see ourselves? Because in the end, so much of life is a mirror world. It's where we meet ourselves and the need to see as God sees.